Making headlines this hour. The number of individuals who have memorized the Holy Quran in the Maldives has risen to 291, with the government projects the figure to exceed 300 before the upcoming holy month of Ramadan. The Business Center Corporation, or BCC, unveils ambitious plans to strengthen SMEs and foster a skilled creative economy in the Maldives. And MQA CEO Mariam Fizana Rashid emphasizes that pursuing a PhD while working full-time does not serve the best interests of the country. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz has appointed Dr. Aishat Ramila as the President of the Human Rights Commission of Maldives, or HRCM. Parliament, during an extraordinary sitting on Tuesday, signed off on Parliament's Human Rights and Gender Committee's endorsement, with 38 lawmakers voting in favor. Dr. Aishat Ramila was formally sworn in as a member of the HRCM on the 3rd of December. Previously, she was appointed as the first Agriculture and Animal Welfare Minister by the current administration, but resigned in December 2024, citing health reasons. HRCM comprises of 5 members, with Dr. Aishat Ramila as the President, Muhammad Shafiq Mahmoud as Vice President, and Sama Ahmad Najib, Ismail Habib, Abdul Rahman, Ahmad Maqsoom as members of the Commission. The number of individuals who have memorized the Holy Quran in the Maldives has risen to 291, with the government projects the figure to exceed 300 before the upcoming holy month of Ramadan. The Minister of Islamic Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed, announced the progress, attributing it to state-led initiatives promoting Quranic education. Under its vision to foster a Quran-loving society, the government has doubled the monthly allowance for Huffaz and introduced incentives such as Umrah opportunities for memorization achievers. A special graduation ceremony for 30 new Huffaz will also be held on the 27th of Ramadan, marking a historic moment in the nation's Islamic journey. With over 1,500 students currently undergoing Hafiz programs nationwide, the administration aims to produce 500 Huffaz within 5 years. To further encourage memorization, the prestigious President's Special Medal, previously reserved for top-performing Huffaz, is now being awarded to all graduates. The Business Center Corporation, or BCC, unveils ambitious plans to strengthen small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, and foster a skilled creative economy in the Maldives. Speaking on PSM News Rajamia, the program, BCC's Director of Investment and International Relations, Muhammad Iman, detailed initiatives including the establishment of creator hubs in Male and across the atolls to support local artists and entrepreneurs. Iman emphasized the importance of these hubs in developing a creative economy, providing workspaces, equipment, and remote work opportunities for professionals nationwide. He highlighted the vital role of SMEs in the local economy, praising the dedication of Maldivian manufacturers and businesses. The BCC is actively gathering feedback from artists and experts through consultations and information sessions, aligning with President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's vision for a skilled economy. These efforts reflect a cabinet-endorsed priority to empower local talent and diversify economic opportunities beyond traditional sectors. With creator hubs and SME service centers in development, the BCC aims to make creativity and entrepreneurship more accessible, reinforcing the Maldives' economic resilience in the years ahead. Health Protection Agency, or HPA, announces that application is now open for the World No Tobacco Day Awards 2026. World No Tobacco Day Award is an award presented by the World Health Organization, or WHO, on the occasion of World No Tobacco Day. The award is presented to honor individuals and organizations from each of the 6 WHO regions for their outstanding contributions to tobacco control. HPA in a statement said that the applications are now open for individuals and civil society organizations and companies to apply for the awards for their work in mitigating the impact of smoking in one's society and for initiatives carried out in line with the theme of the World No Tobacco Day. The theme for this year's World No Tobacco Day is Unmasking the Appeal, Exposing Industry Tactics on Tobacco and Nicotine Products. Interested parties can apply via the WHO link. The deadline for the applications is the 16th of January, Friday. World No Tobacco Day is celebrated every year on the 31st of May. Maldives Qualifications Authority, or MQA CEO Mariam Fizana Rashid, emphasizes that pursuing a PhD while working full-time does not serve the best interests of the country. Speaking on PSM News Rajamio the program, Fizana explained that a doctoral degree requires 360 credits and extensive research, making it incompatible with full-time employment. This comes after MQA recently ruled that full-time workers should not enroll in full-time PhD programs, calling the dual commitment inappropriate and potentially detrimental to academic quality. Fizana stressed that meaningful higher education demands dedication and time, warning against shortcuts in degree attainment. She criticized some institutions for awarding marks for students who fail to meet required contact hours or complete coursework, undermining educational standards. Highlighting international practices, she noted that mature candidates abroad often pursue doctorates part-time under structured supervision. Fizana urged support for reforms, stating they are essential to producing knowledgeable, capable graduates who can genuinely contribute to national development. She reaffirmed MQA's commitment to strengthening the higher education system to ensure quality and relevance in the Maldives. As part of the Ras Malay reclamation project, 280 hectares of land have currently been reclaimed as per Housing Development Corporation, or HDC. This land reclamation initiative is the largest of its kind in the Maldives, with 1,009 hectares of land being reclaimed with the help of 4 contracted parties. The government commenced this project to tackle the persistent issue of housing in the nation. Ras Malay land reclamation is divided into 12 designated zones, work in Site A commencing at a swift pace. Maldives Airports Company Limited, or MACL, has stated that 64 out of the 138 hectares of land in Site A have been reclaimed by the 6th of January, constituting 47% completion in that zone. MACL has deployed one of the world's largest trailer suction hopper dredgers, the Cristobal Colon, with a capacity of 46,000 cubic meters to accelerate the process. Currently, over 1.5 hectares of land is being reclaimed daily since the start of Site A dredging on December 1st. In addition to MACL, 3 international firms are working simultaneously on the project: Sri Lanka's Capital Marine and Civil Construction, India's Mohan Mutha, and China Harbor Engineering. The government aims to complete the Ras Malay reclamation by March and are seeking an international consultant to develop the master plan. The Civil Service Commission, or CSC, introduces simplified procedures for government employees applying for special medical leave, ensuring timely access to health-related absences. Under the new rule, civil servants can now submit their leave requests along with supporting documents directly to the CSC, copied to their respective offices, limiting bureaucratic delays in granting approval. The updated guidelines mandate that applications be filed within 15 days of the leave start date using the Special Health Needs Leave application form. The CSC, which oversees around 26,000 civil servants tasked with implementing government policies, emphasized the change as part of its commitment to employee welfare. The streamlined process aims to reduce bureaucratic delays while maintaining accountability in leave management. The Ministry of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure awards to the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company, or MTCC, 14 infrastructural development projects across 14 islands with a total value of $104 million. The contracts include land reclamation, beach protection, road development, and harbor development projects. Dredging and beach protection projects were awarded for islands across Ha'alif, Noon, Dal, and Gafalif atolls, including Vashafaru, Hembadu, Holudu, Malandu, Bandidu, Kanduhuludu, and the Alifushi Industrial Zone in Ra Atoll. Additionally, beach protection projects were awarded for Gafaru, Maafaru, and Filladu. Other contracts include the development of Ungufar Harbor in Ra Atoll, the development of an artificial beach in Ihavandu, the second phase of road development in Fares Matoda, Gafdal Atoll, and harbor-related works in Muraidu of Ha'alif Atoll. The Elections Commission of Maldives, or ECM, opens the My Portal for candidacy submission for those who wish to contest the upcoming local council elections and the Women's Development Committee, or WDC, elections. According to the Commission, although the portal is now live, nomination forms can be officially submitted after the elections are officially announced. ECM said the portal was opened ahead of the official announcement to streamline the application process once the elections are announced. Candidates can now upload candidate details and required documents and pay administrative fees via their EFOS accounts. As a new requirement for this year, ECM has made it such that candidates must obtain the mandatory support for 50 eligible voters from their constituency through the portal itself. ECM further said the criminal and debt clearance records uploaded to the portal must be issued by the Department of Judicial Administration and Maldives Correctional Service after the 1st of December 2025. The Commission has urged candidates to complete all details, upload documents, and pay fees in advance before the election is officially announced. Any information regarding the portal can be obtained by calling ECM's hotline at 1414. The Commission is working with political parties to familiarize them with the updated candidate submission process. Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital, or IGMH, the country's main government hospital, prepares to launch a home nursing care service to monitor patients' conditions after discharge. According to IGMH, the service will not open to the general public and will be open to patients who are discharged from IGMH that doctors deem as requiring extra care and attention due to their condition, and those with chronic illnesses. The nurses for the program are currently being trained. The nursing team will visit each eligible patient thrice within 2 days of their discharge to check their conditions and ensure the patient's location is appropriate. If the team finds further care is needed, the nurses will consult a doctor and provide treatment at home, reducing the need to readmit the patient. The hospital aims to launch the service during or after Ramadan, with detailed plans and guidelines currently being developed. Taking a look at the business world, the Hyro Secure Phone, powered by Murina, emerges as one of the most compelling highlights at the CES trade show in Las Vegas this week, appealing to users prioritizing privacy in an increasingly data-driven digital era. Designed with a de-Googled operating system and a physical kill switch, the makers of Hyro Secure Phone say it gives users real-world control over the microphones, cameras, and more in their phone, not just software toggles, but hardware-level cutoffs. Coupled with high-end specifications like an AMOLED display, the device aims to rival established players like Apple and Samsung.
I think the trifold is pretty cool. It solves kind of, not really a problem, but I guess I would call it a deficiency perhaps in the first version, which was sort of folds out. So that's great, you get a bigger screen, everyone gets that. The only issue with that is it was kind of a square screen, so the square isn't so good for watching stuff. Now that it's a trifold and it gets wider, now we have something that you really actually want to sit down and watch some YouTube on.
Samsung also turned heads at CES with its latest innovation, the Galaxy Z Trifold, a 3-panel folding smartphone that combines big screen utility with pocket convenience. Featuring dual hinges and an AMOLED display, the device opens into a 10-inch tablet-like screen and supports multitasking, immersive streaming, and productivity tools comparable to a desktop environment. Not all the buzz at CES was about cutting-edge technology. The Mudita Compact captured attention for its minimalist approach. Eschewing social media apps, the phone targets users looking to simplify their tech habits and offers a compact device with a black and white screen to reduce eye strain and digital overload. Shares of Hyundai Motor rallies by as much as 14.9% to hit a record high in morning trade, outperforming the benchmark Kospi's 1.2% gain amid market speculation about a potential deeper tie-up with NVIDIA. Hyundai's Boston Dynamics debuted its next-generation Atlas humanoid robot at the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, in Las Vegas. However, an analyst at Kiwoom Securities said Hyundai's announcement about the planned deployment in its factories of Atlas humanoid robots made at CES was insufficient to fully explain the rally. He noted that the robot production is planned at around 30,000 units by 2028 and that the Atlas product was showcased only as a static mock-up display. Nevertheless, he said investor expectations appeared to be rising that Hyundai Motor Group's partnership with NVIDIA could extend beyond a simple chip supply relationship, following a meeting between Hyundai Motor Group Chair Yu Sung-chung and NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang at CES. During his first official visit in more than a decade to South Korea last October, Huang met South Korean President Lee Jae-myung, Chung, and other business leaders on the sidelines of the APEC summit in Yeongju, highlighting the company's deepening AI ties with its tech and auto industries. We now take a look at international affairs. China strongly condemns the United States redirecting Venezuelan oil exports to Washington and away from Beijing after U.S. President Donald Trump unveiled a plan to refine and sell up to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil that has been stuck in the country under a U.S. blockade. Trump said on Tuesday that the U.S. had reached a deal to import $2 billion worth of Venezuelan crude, a move that is expected to increase supplies to the world's largest oil consumer. The deal could initially require cargoes that were originally bound for China to be rerouted. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said at a regular news briefing that it would like to stress that the legitimate rights and interests of China and other countries in Venezuela must be protected. Cooperation between China and Venezuela is a cooperation between sovereign states and is protected by international law and the laws of both countries, she added. India expresses concern over the safety of the people of Venezuela following U.S. strikes and the subsequent capture of the country's leader, Nicolas Maduro. Jaishankar was talking to reporters in Luxembourg after holding talks with officials in the European country.
Yes, we are concerned at the developments, but we would really urge all the parties involved to now sit down and come to a position which is in the interest of the well-being and the safety of the people of Venezuela. Because at the end of the day, that is our concern. That we would want Venezuela as a country with whom over many, many years we've had very good relations. So we would like the people to come out well from whatever is the direction of events.
U.S. forces swooped into Caracas before dawn on Saturday in a deadly raid that yielded the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who the U.S. military turned over to federal authorities for prosecution on charges involving alleged drug trafficking. The raid and Trump's subsequent statement that the U.S. would now run Venezuela marked a sharp departure for a president who long criticized the U.S. leaders for foreign entanglements. South Korea's Seoul Central District Court is set to hold final arguments in former President Yoon Suk-yeol's suspected insurrection trial stemming from Yoon's short-lived martial law in December 2024. Prosecutors are expected to seek sentencing, and Yoon is expected to make final remarks. Insurrection is one of the few criminal charges from which a South Korean president does not have immunity. It is punishable by life imprisonment or death, although South Korea has not executed anyone in decades. Last month, South Korea's special prosecutor requested a 10-year prison sentence for Yoon on charges including attempted obstruction of his arrest, which was the first jail term sought by special prosecutors over the multiple charges Yoon faces. Taking a look at sports, Neymar agrees to extend his contract with Santos until the end of 2026, the Brazilian club said, as he maintains hopes of a World Cup call-up despite recent injuries. The 33-year-old forward returned to his boyhood club Santos in January 2025 and played a key role in their survival in the Brazilian top flight, scoring 5 times in their last 5 matches. Neymar, who has long struggled with injuries, underwent successful arthroscopic surgery on his knee last month. The former Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain star, Brazil's all-time top scorer with 79 goals, has not featured for the 5-time World Cup winners since 2023. Manager Carlo Ancelotti said in October he must be fully fit to earn a recall. Brazil will face Scotland, Morocco, and Haiti in Group C of the World Cup, running from June 11 to July 19 in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Concluding with more lighter news, Hyundai Motor Group debuts its next-generation Atlas humanoid robot at the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, in Las Vegas. At the CES 2026 presentation, a prototype Atlas humanoid robot introduced a new and improved iteration of the design. According to Hyundai, Atlas features human-scale hands with tactile sensing and has the ability to lift up to 50 kilograms. The robot can also operate autonomously and is designed to function in industrial environments ranging from -20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. The South Korean company said Hyundai Motor Group plans to deploy humanoid robots at its U.S. manufacturing plant in Georgia starting in 2028, marking a step toward automating higher-risk and repetitive manufacturing tasks.
The rapid advancements in AI over the past few years are the piece that we needed, and that moment is finally here. Now it's time to officially take Atlas out of the lab. So for the first time ever in public, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Atlas to the stage.
Boston Dynamics also announced a strategic partnership with Google DeepMind's robotic team to utilize their AI foundation models. By 2030, Hyundai said Atlas robots were expected to move into component assembly with a longer-term plan to take on tasks involving heavy loads, repetitive motions, and complex operations across production sites. It said the robots are designed to reduce physical strain on workers by taking on higher risk and repetitive tasks, laying the groundwork for broader commercial use in industrial settings. At Hyundai Motors affiliate Kia Corp, the labor union last year called to establish a body to address potential labor rights issues in preparation for the AI era as workers raised concerns about expanding automation. The company expects humanoid robots to become the largest segment of the physical artificial intelligence market, which refers refers to AI systems embedded in hardware that collect real-world data and make autonomous decisions, spanning areas such as robotics, smart factories, and autonomous driving. And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.